page turners, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Matthew, the man with a hat who reads, and we are here today to discuss another adaption discussion. As you can see, I'm in my current place of work, the movie theater. So I had a hard time getting the actual camera to sit up, so the picture might look a little different, but it's okay, we'll make it work. So today I want to talk about Planet of the Apes. And I'm not going to hold this up the whole time because I'm going to throw the poster up over here. So background. Planet of the Apes was written and published in 1963 by French author Pierre Boulle. Before that, he was best known as the author of The Bridge Over the River Kwai, which was, of course, adapted into a film in 1957 and won Best Picture that year. And he's also, besides that one, of course, Planet of the Apes is his next best known, if not the best known work by him. He often figured the thing was unfilmable and was surprised by the eventual success of Planet of the Apes, the film, when it was released in 1968. And you'd have to live under a rock to not know what Planet of the Apes is about at this point, because the franchise has been very prevalent over the years, ever since that first film in 68, with a current total of 10 feature films, 1 live-action TV series, 1 animated TV series, multiple comic books, and even video games that have been taking this similar premise and just built this entire mythos at this point. So, for those of you who don't know what the plot is, essentially, a group of astronauts have traveled across the galaxies in the universe and have arrived at this other planet where apes are the superior being and man is essentially mute creatures. They're essentially just animals. And of course, the ape society is very shocked when this human can speak and that he came from another planet, and it proceeds from there. I'm not going to go into spoilers, even though the film's ending is one of the most well-known film endings of all time, even if you haven't seen the movie. Having recently watched the movie for the first time, it probably didn't have the same impact on me as it would have years and years ago, since, like I said, the ending is no secret at this point. I knew exactly how it was going to end because that's just the sake of spoilers at this point. It's so well known. It'd be like someone not knowing the plot twist of The Sixth Sense by now. Even if you haven't seen the movie, we all know the twist at this point. It's just the way things go. When the film was released, it received critical acclaim and has been a classic and has been referenced as a classic ever since its release. The makeup alone is phenomenal makeup. I mean, you don't see makeup like that in movies anymore. The fact that these people sat through hours of makeup to get the ape faces done, and the fact that there is still movement with those facial muscles with all that makeup is impressive, to say the least. Yeah, it doesn't always sync up, and there is bits of it that feel a little hokey in the modern era, especially if you've seen any of the new Planet of the Apes movies that they're still making, the prequel series now. But it's just, for the time, is really well done. I mean, it's just very impressive. It's not exact from the book, which is what we're essentially talking about, is how it's adapted. For the most part, it's a very faithful adaptation. There's a couple of big changes they make. One is the Society of the Apes. In the original book, it is very much a modern society. You know, automobiles, electricity, all that kind of stuff that we as a society now have. It's very much like that. When they were making it a film, they made it a less advanced society to keep the budget down, of course. And I understand that. And really, it kind of works better, I think, in the movie. It feels more like a different world. Whereas in the book, it just feels like an exact replica of Earth, only the roles are reversed. And where this, it feels like a different world. It feels like a different place, that this society evolved differently. They didn't come up with all the exact same technological advancements. And the other big shocker this is for me, is a line of dialogue in the movie that is not in the book. It is one of the most famous lines of dialogue in film, probably the most famous from any sci-fi film outside of some of your Star Wars quotes. But of course, I'm talking about, "Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape." That's not in the book. It's not in the book, so that's kind of cool that that line is so well known and so attributed to this franchise, and it's not even in the original book. But author Pierre Boulle was surprised by the success of the movie. He actually did originally pen a follow-up script for a sequel that the studio did not go with. I haven't seen any of those sequels. I think there's like four sequels to that original feature. Then there's the 2001 remake, which I also haven't seen, although I've heard that's not a big miss. If you haven't seen it, I don't know. I can't speak honestly. I haven't seen it. And of course the reboot prequel series, which I have really enjoyed. I think they are fantastic films. But yeah, I'd say both of them I gave 4 stars to, the book and the movie. I'd probably give the edge to the movie just because of the ending. The very end of the movie diverts significantly from the end of the book. I just think that the twist ending at the end of the movie feels just stronger than the twist ending at the end of the book. The ending of the book is great. It's a good twist. But I think the movie twist is better just because of what it implies. It just feels like it's a lot heavier on the characters. That's all I'm going to say in case you don't know the ending. I don't want to spoil anything, but those are my thoughts on Planet of the Apes. I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. Have you read the book? Have you watched the movie or any of the movies in the franchise? What are your thoughts on that? Am I way off base saying the movie is better than the book? I mean, they're very close, so it's hard to say that, but I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep turning pages.